Nintendo's always good at telling us that things are coming, and they never really do. I mean, we wait a while until we actually get those games in our hands, and Pikmin is no exception. We've had 3 main games in the Pikmin series, and no, I'm not mentioning Hey Pikmin, but Pikmin 1 through 3 were some pretty stellar titles for Nintendo, and we've all been waiting for, obviously, the 4th installment in the series being Pikmin 4, of course. But every year it seems like we're getting more news about the game. It actually feels like we're getting more further and further away from a release. In 2015, Miyamoto confirmed to the press that Pikmin 4 was in fact in development. And not only in development, but they said it was nearing completion, which was incredible. That was over 4 years ago, and that's just insane. Pikmin 3 came out in 2013, and to have already a Pikmin 4 being worked on in 2015 is crazy and almost finished. But was it almost finished? Because clearly not. In 2017, Eurogamer actually asked Nintendo at E3 where the heck Pikmin 4 was. And the only thing that Miyamoto could say was, "But I can tell you it is progressing." That's all he could say, you know? And it's really weird that he kind of went back. Instead of saying it's almost done, now he just said now it's progressing. So I don't know if they went back on development, if they had something to fix. But then, of course, we're here in 2018 with no announcement, and in now 2019. Where is Pikmin 4? We now know that Nintendo would not shy away from announcing things getting delayed. You know, they did this with Metroid Prime 4, and they've even did it with Bayonetta. So I'm sure they'll announce, you know, if Pikmin 4 actually got delayed. But one of the reasons why they're probably not announcing that is because the game was never officially showed off or announced during like a direct or E3 presentation. It was just talked about, and Miyamoto had confirmed to press that was being worked on, which is weird because Nintendo doesn't really confirm anything's being worked on until they officially show a trailer or some type of teaser title. And it's really weird that they, you know, straight up told everybody, hey, we're working on this game. And the fact that they told everybody that in 2015 is probably realizing now that it's hurting them in the butt. Now the big question is, does Pikmin 4 show up in this direct? I think it does. I think it's finally time for Pikmin to show up, and I think it's going to be huge. And in fact, I'm going as far as to say is I don't even think it's going to be called Pikmin 4. I think it's going to be a brand new style of Pikmin that we're not ready for yet. It's going to be a huge Pikmin adventure, such as like a Pikmin World style game where it's going to be open world and you can explore this giant terrain, and can definitely be one of the next really big titles for the Switch. Now the question is, does it come this year or next year? And if this game is exactly as big as we're kind of expecting, this big open world experience, I would say next year. And now, hear me out. I know Nintendo has said in the briefing already that this year's Nintendo Direct will focus on 2019 games, but they say this every year, and there's always at least 2 or even 3 games that get shown off for the next year. I mean, think about it. How are you going to go into 2020 not knowing what's coming? Yes, there could be a Nintendo Direct late in 2019, which there is going to be, but they're not going to reveal everything that's coming in 2020 in that one little Direct. They're going to kind of focus on some smaller games coming out around that launch window. So why not get a big head start and, you know, announce maybe 1 or 2 big games that we can really expect for 2020? And that's normally what Nintendo does at E3s. So I would expect Pikmin 4 or Pikmin World to be that big 2020 game. Now, it could come this year. That's very possible and very plausible, but I am very well expecting it to come in 2020. Mark my words. Currently, the Pikmin franchise sits at a very small portion of Nintendo's whole, and it's really unfortunate. You know, there's only 3 games in the franchise. Yes, I said 3. And it's really just upsetting to only have that, and the games have, you know, originated back in the early 2000s. So the question is, will Nintendo finally do it and give us our next Pikmin game? Will it be big enough to shake the whole gaming industry and be one of the next big Breath of the Wild style of titles, a big open world, amazing adventurous game, or will it just be another Pikmin 4? Or will they just go the lazy route and give us another port, which is of Pikmin 3? I promise you, if this happens, I will be the most upset person on this earth. But other than that, Pikmin has been a series staple, and it's really showing that people are really wanting this game and that there are fans out there that are craving it even more and more. But the question is, once again, does Pikmin 4 make its big appearance in 2019?